We have an MRE Nation complete meal, menu number 65, beef goulash. Beef goulash is now an official MRE menu in the US military MREs. It replaced menu number 22 Asian beef strips, but I have not had that main yet, so it'll be cool to be able to try it out in the MRE Nation form. And that opened up very easily. Let's see what we have inside of here. An apple cinnamon first strike nutritious energy bar. Looks like we have a date on that of the 101st day of 2017. Oh yeah. Trans fat free carrot pound cake. I've not had this cake before, and this is one that I've been wanting to try for a very long time. I'm super excited about this one. That's 290 calories, 40 grams of carbohydrates. Trans fat free cornbread, one of my favorite MRE items. 260 calories, 35 grams of carbs. Anytime I've had this before, it's been very good. A Sure Pack 12 mils FRH hot beverage bag. We have our main beef goulash packed in 2019. A pack of sweetened and condensed milk, cream cheese icing, and this should be awesome on that carrot pound cake. And a very hard pack of cheese spread. It's pretty cold in my house, so that's probably why it's so stiff filling. And we have a little accessory pack here. The very unique MRE Nation shovel style spoon. A pack of deep rich coffee. A true lime. A true lemon. A sugar pack. An iodized salt. A moist towelette. A pack of non-dairy coffee creamer. And a pack of Smarties. There doesn't appear to be a drink mix other than the coffee in this ration, which is a little uncommon for MRE Nation. I'm not sure if they just left it out or if this particular one didn't have it included. Let's go ahead and get the FRH cranking first. I've only had positive experiences with these Sure Pack 12 mil heaters. So we have our main in there. I think I'm also going to try to cram the cornbread down in there just to heat it up a little bit. That was a pretty tight fit, but I got it in there. So we'll fold this over and give it a quick shake just to try to get the heating element completely wet. Let's get this coffee going. I'm going to use this little glass. Tracy Phillips always says the deep rich coffee is only good for about 3 ounces of water. I think MRE Nation says it's 4 ounces. So I split the difference. I'm somewhere between 3 and 4 ounces is what we're going to do. Add that to the glass. I'm going to do the creamer as well. And I have my water pre-measured. That makes about that much. Since they did not include a full-on drink mix, we're going to do our best to make our own. I have my stem glass. We're going to put a whole pack of true lime into this. Each of these packs is supposed to be 1 wedge of lime or lemon. We'll put the full pack of true lemon in there as well. And I figured that would be pretty tart by itself, so we are going to add some sugar to that. I put maybe 3/4 of the sugar pack in with that, and I'm going to dump the rest in my coffee just to help it out a little bit. We're eyeballing this. I don't know how much water I should put in this, but I figure it's probably 6 ounces or less. I'd say that's probably enough, if not too much. And we'll stir this up. I'm basically making a lemon limeade. The water did change color. It looks like lemonade. I would expect the taste to be fairly weak, but we'll find out in just a moment. Let's give this coffee a taste. Without the sugar, it is a little bit bitter. Even in that small amount of water, I would still say it's pretty weak. It's not bad though. Very neutral flavored coffee. Nothing that'll blow your socks off, but it's not bad in any way either. There was a little punch of sugar right at the end, and that did make it better. Our FRH seems to be heating at least some. There's a little steam coming off of it, and it feels a little bit warm, but it's not going crazy yet. Let's start opening up a couple of these other items. Check out this first strike bar. This is one of the little bars. Feels pretty tough. I don't really know what the cheese spread is supposed to go on in this meal. I suppose we'll try it with the main and maybe on the cornbread, but cheese cornbread's kind of a weird thing. I don't know about that. Let's open up this carrot pound cake and take a look at it. Probably the item in this meal I'm most excited to try. I love carrot cake anyway, and the MRE cakes are always good. It's very shiny looking. Looks like it has a high oil content. This do not eat is very adhered to it. We're not gonna eat that. We can see some nice pieces of carrot in there and what appear to be some type of nuts. Oh yeah, it smells of cinnamon and just pure awesome. It feels so moist. That is gonna be great. I know it's gonna be great. Whoa, so even with the sugar that I added this, it is still pretty tart. And it's definitely flavored heavily enough where it doesn't just taste like water. I could have probably added more water to it actually. This pretty much just tastes like a strong lemonade. I think most people would actually like that with a little bit more sugar, but I prefer the tart taste that it has. Let's get out our thermometer and see what the FRH is doing. Looks like we're only at about 73 degrees on the outside. In the middle there, we're just at 105, 104. So I think this needs some more time. We'll continue trying some other stuff while we're waiting on that. This is our apple cinnamon first strike nutritious energy bar. There's a cross section of it. It has a very chewy consistency. Doesn't smell like much at all actually. Let's give it a taste. There's something a little weird with this first strike bar. It doesn't taste like I remember it. I'm really not picking up a cinnamon flavor. I'm not picking up an apple flavor either. It's not old in any way or stale or anything. It just tastes a little weird. It almost has a weird spice flavor to it, almost like turmeric or something. I've never really experienced that before. It's still okay. It's very chewy as usual, slightly sweet, has those nice little bits of puffed rice that gives it a little bit of crunch. I think this would also benefit from a little bit of sweetened condensed milk, so we'll try that out right fast. Sweetened condensed milk literally makes everything better. The first strike bar is very edible, but it's definitely not my favorite thing. I added a little bit of extra water to the FRH, and it seems to be doing a much better job of heating now. Yeah, that's looking much better. 130, 140, that's on the cornbread. I'll go ahead and pull the cornbread out and we'll try it, because it seems to be well heated. The pack on it is puffed up a little bit. It's a little bit crumbly in the pack there. It's actually feeling sort of wet. That's weird. There might have been a hole in this bag or something that let some water get into it. Never had that happen before. Let's get this out and take a better look at it. Yeah, it feels very wet on the inside. There's our do not eat. I'm not gonna eat it as standard. It still smells good. Get a better inspection of the corners of this though. They feel like they have too much moisture. I don't know. I'm looking at the edges here and it just seems a little bit more wet than it should be. I'm thinking that might have had a little pinhole. No big deal though. Let's just go ahead and try it as is. There's our cross section of the cornbread. It's very sweet. They're almost a dessert item. They have a little bit of that cornbread texture to it. A little bit more bite than a regular flour cake would. Let's knead up some of this cheese spread and try that on our cornbread, because I don't really know what else to put it on. The cheese spread looks very fresh. I don't think the cornbread needs cheese spread, but it's still a pretty good combo. All right, I've waited long enough for this beef goulash. Let's go ahead and get it out. The pouch feels plenty warm enough. Look at this stuff. The smell coming off of this seems sort of like a tomato sauce base. It smells like it has a lot of spices in it. Looks like we have some little bits of rice, some tomato, parsley or something. Let's get it onto the tray so we can have a better look at it. It has some nice big chunks of beef in it, it looks like, and they don't appear to be heavily processed. I see some actual muscle fibers in there. That's a good sign. Other than that, there doesn't appear to be that much in the sauce other than tomato and whatever this green stuff is. I'm gonna assume that is some kind of parsley or something. And then you have these pieces of what look like rice. Let's get a spoonful of this, get a little bit of everything in it, some beef, some tomato, and let's try that out. Okay. The beef has a little bit of chew to it. The predominant flavor is going to be this tomato-based sauce. You really can't taste the rice. It just kind of blends in. It's not heavily spiced with anything in particular. It's not spicy in the least. There's no heat to it. The ratio of meat to sauce is fairly good. That's a nice bite there with a large piece of meat in it. It's a very simple, tasty main. It's not off-putting in any way. It's nothing outstanding. I wouldn't put it in my top MRE mains, but it's better than anything you'll find in a low sodium meal or a humanitarian daily ration or something like that. Like, it's very edible. Try a little bit of cheese spread with it. There's a nice big glob of cheese spread with a piece of beef there. That was pretty good. I mean, the cheese spread overpowered everything, so it just tasted like cheese spread pretty much, but I like MRE cheese spread, so no complaints from me. And since we have it, we'll try a little bit of cornbread with it. I think goulash and cornbread, sort of a weird combo, but it might be all right. The sweetness is definitely a little bit of clash in flavors. This is a very savory main. No sweetness to it at all, really. And adding the sweetness from the cornbread doesn't really help it out. There's a big chunk of carrot in this one. So I guess there was some carrot in there as well. That's a good main. Take another little swig of our improvised drink. And I saved the best for last, as usual, or what I hope is the best at least. This is our carrot pound cake. Break it open. It just looks so moist. Pieces of carrot, pieces of walnut, an awesome spice to smell. Smells like fall time. Oh yeah. All right, let's taste that. On the first bite, I had a little snap of walnut. That was very nice. It's got a high moisture content. The most powerful flavor is the cinnamon. It's sweet, but it's not too terribly sweet. Dang, that is good. It doesn't need anything on it for it to be better, but since we have it, we're going to try out some of this icing. I want to try this by itself first off. I never thought there would be a shelf-stable cream cheese icing, but let's give that a taste. I don't know about that. That tastes very artificial to me. It is super, super sweet. It's not bad. I can see it helping out something. If it's something that you've had a bunch and you want to change it up a little bit, putting some of this on it will make it better probably. But as a standalone item, I'm not really into this icing that much. I will try it on the cake just to see how they mix. Put a big glob of that on there. Let's try that out. Adding the cake in helps to do the artificial flavor of the icing a little bit, and pretty much just ups the sweetness level of the cake. So that's not bad, but I also don't think it's needed. I'll try a little bit of cake with some sweetened condensed milk as well. I think this will be a much better fit than the cream cheese icing. It adds that same sweetness, but with none of that artificial flavor. And it also adds a nice creaminess. All right, well, this was a pretty awesome meal, actually. I'm gonna devour the rest of this as soon as the camera's turned off. That was menu number 65 by MRE Nation, beef goulash. Thanks so much for watching, guys. This has been Ration Rewind, the series in which I'm reposting my old ration reviews from my first YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up to help it out with that Google algorithm. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to catch all of my future ration content. This is the one-stop shop for MRE related content, old and new, foreign and domestic, military and commercial. We do it all here on Readiness Rations. Be sure to drop me a comment and check out my social links down in the description of this video. And I will be back with a new video for you guys next week. Until then, I will catch you in the next video. See you then. Peace.